Hello, Ordigger fans, and welcome to another installment of Mines MidWeek. We're joined once again by Colorado School of Mines head men's soccer coach Frank Kohlenstein. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Thanks a lot for having me back in your great room here in the Blaster Conference.
Yeah, little better digs than last time.
I don't know. We were kind of close and tight in there. It was fun.
Let's talk about Friday a little bit.
Do we have to?
It's just real quick, and then we'll move on.
I wish I had moved on. It's hard to do.
A contest in which your team suffered a 3-2 setback against CCU. Obviously not the way that you wanted it to go, not the way that you hoped or expected it to go. Just take us briefly through that match.
Well, just to clarify, anytime we lose or tie, it's not really the way I wanted it to go. But, those things happen. And to Colorado Christian's credit, they fought hard and played hard and did a good job. Coach Gary Evans had a good plan over there, and his boys executed it well. So it was great for them. We didn't play as well as we should have, but I think there's some lessons learned, because many times when you're playing along and you're still winning, you kind of gloss over the things that are the team's frailties and such, and so hopefully we can learn from that and move on. But it was not a good Friday night for me, and really appreciate all the fans that came out in the bad weather. I mean, we had a good group of fans out there and really supporting the team, but we really didn't do our part. And as I told the players, it all falls back on me, because it's my job to have them ready, and we obviously weren't.
Let's put that one behind us. We'll move on to Sunday, a 2-1 win over UCCS for your squad on the road in Colorado Springs. Take us through that match from your perspective.
The match was a good one. UCCS is off to a good start. They've done well, and for whatever reason, they're always hard for us to play down there. Their players seem to get up for it, and we don't seem to always play well. So it was a nice bounce back for us to go down there and have a number of players really put in positive efforts. And one of the things that we talked to them about was trying to get some leadership from our senior players from within the team, that it didn't have to come from Greg or I or someone on the staff, that they were going to provide it. And they stepped up and did well, and we got off to a 2-0 lead on a goal from Bosky Baker on an assist from Tesho, and then got another one from RVG, Richard Garvey, on a header off an assist from Gerald Herselman. So we bounced back well, and that was a really good victory for us, because it's a conference win on the road, and the conference is really, really as tough and tight as it's ever been in my 16 years of being in the conference.
Yeah, obviously one of the premier conferences in the nation. You kind of touched on this briefly in that last response, but I want to ask you about responding from a setback like Friday, and then seeing your team come out and come back against a tough UCCS squad and getting the win. What does that tell you about your team and its ability to come back after a loss?
It was good to do, but in most organizations, there's not change or purposeful training until you failed at something. And by failing on Friday, we had to take a good look on Saturday and leading up to the game on Sunday, that there's some things that we needed to do differently, and some efforts that needed to be made differently by the head coach, by the assistant coach, and by the members of the team. And so we did some soul searching and thought about what we needed to do, and the student athletes responded well and brought us a victory. And hopefully it's something that we can learn from for the entire season, because every match from here on out is going to be a conference match, and it's going to be big. And if you want to win the conference, those are the things that you really need to accomplish. And I think that we got away from thinking about the next match and started thinking about you're number 9 in the country or whatever, and started thinking about things that off in the distance instead of concentrating on what is the here and the now.
Okay. All right. We talked about him last week, but I want to talk about him again. Bosky Baker. On paper, it seems like his 2 goals in last week's contest against CSU Pueblo kind of got him started in the goal scoring area, and then he knocked in a score on Friday and added another at Sunday's win. So does it seem like Bosky's kind of picking up steam on the offensive?
Yeah, I mean he's been playing better. I thought he had a very good match for us down at Colorado Springs, particularly when he came on in the first half, and you know, he's such a handful when he wants to play, and is doing well because not only is he a big guy, he's got really good feet and nice touch, and he can pass the ball, beat players, and get himself open. And the first goal was interesting because Tesho passed it off the post to him, and you know that's some good skill. They told me that they'd been working on that, so that's how Tesho got the first assist. He went around the keeper, hit it off the post, and then it came to Bosky, and Bosky put it in. And but there were some other things that he did well, and for us to be successful, you know, it's very important that other players step forward, so it takes some of the load off of Tesho, and that everybody can't just collapse on him. And Bosky's doing that, and we hope some other players will. I mean, with Richard Garvey scoring a goal, hopefully it'll do the same thing for him. And the next time we talk, he'll be on 4 goals or something like that.
All right, let's look ahead to this coming weekend. Obviously, a couple big conference matches coming up, and including a road test against CSU Pueblo on Friday in Pueblo, and then you guys are going to welcome Metro State, crosstown rival, at the CSM Soccer Stadium on Sunday. First, talk about CSUP and what you expect to see on Friday, and then talk about Sunday's match with Metro State.
Well, the Thunder Wolves are always tough at home, and somehow when they turn on the lights down there and they're on their field, I think they get twice as difficult as they are to play here at our home stadium. So we're looking for a tough matchup there, and you know, as we've said, it's really a tough conference in every match. I mean, they just tied Metro yesterday, so on Sunday they tied Metro, so that'll be a tough one for us to go down there, and then we have to bounce back with always a great rival in the Roadrunners from Metro State, and they're doing well. I mean, in one match they beat Regis, 5-2, and the next match, they're playing 0-0 tie with UCCS or with Pueblo. So it's really bouncing around a lot, and it's really, as one of the coaches said, it's hang on for the ride because it's a bumpy one. So I just responded to that and said, we might as well enjoy it because it's a lot of fun to play these matches that they're always difficult, and your team needs to be prepared for each one, and that's what we're expecting this weekend, and hope that we're ready to play, because it's my belief that if we're ready to play, then it's going to be a really good match.
All right, well, fans, once again, a reminder that the Orediggers are going to head out on the road on Friday to CSU Pueblo, so they'll face the Thunderwolves at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, big match, Metro State coming to town to the CSM Soccer Stadium. That match is going to kick off at 2 p.m. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next time.